Hello and welcome. This is Lisa McCardle of Inner Wisdom Awakening with your January 2021. Wow, it feels good to say that. Energy forecast, what you can expect. So if you like what's happening here, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment. That's how we get these messages out into the world. I want to start just by honoring you. Thank you for being a presence here on planet Earth in this now moment. Holy wow, what a year 2020 has been. Sending love to your light, and let's dive into January 2021. Okay, what to expect? First of all, let's look at the numerology. So the numerology is that this is the number 1 month, so it's the fresh start, right? It's a 6 universal month. If we take the 1 and the 2021, we have 6. And in this 6 year, it's kind of this start, like moving out of December, moving into January. The 6 is the mother. It's very nurturing. It gives you this opportunity to kind of just like settle in. Let's ease in after December's multiple, accelerated portals and activations and so much transformation, all of 2020 really, but let's kind of slide home. Let's slide into home base is what I'm feeling as we enter into January. It's going to give you a much needed kind of nurturing to lick your proverbial wounds of 2020, if you will, as we're all in such a massive transformation. It reminds you that you are home, and it's about coming home, right? Coming home to self. That home of self is sovereign and it's right. And there's also a lot of exploration of actually your physical home. They were saying when I tuned in about really making all of your chores and your home expressions really like ritualizing. I'm getting that 2021 is really a time for us to move into ritual. And I'm going to do a separate video for 2021 at large, but this is just for January. So ritualizing your daily chores and daily activities. Freely giving with pleasure, right? As opposed to that burdensome, obligatory giving. This is the pleasure of giving of your presence, of your love, of your listening. It's really kind of slowing down the mechanisms for integration, really, which we'll get to in just a moment. And what this does is it really allows others to expand, to grow, to anchor in their energy, and to evolve. Right? We're here for the evolution. And January brings us into that. Now, there is a downside of the number 6, and it can be overgiving, like the overgiving mother, right? Who just is like, has no boundaries and perceives that she must give everything for the love of her children. It's about equanimity here. It's about the exchange of giving and receiving. We only really anchor that in our presence. So we're entering into a 5-year. And as I said, we'll talk more about that on the 2021 video, but we are leaving the 4-year behind of 2020. We're entering a 5-year. And 5 is always a wild ride. I mean, look at the number itself, right? It moves across heaven, down, loops around and comes out. It moves in all the directions. So you can expect change, as if we haven't had enough of that. It really is it's unpredictable, but it also is the courageous change bringer, right? It's activating. It's a vibrant frequency. It's a number to take action and get going. So that's what we can expect with the 5-year. The astrology of this month, and I'm not an astrologer, but I do believe in the premise of it. So it, again, kind of slows everything down. The astrology is also supporting this like slowing down entry, moving through the full moon of completion on the 29th of December, really brings us through that Cancerian kind of emotional completion, final sloughing off, so we can be prepared to move into this kind of gentle incline of January. And so it's really about going the distance what we are finding some key points is that Mars enters Taurus on the 6th of January. And this is about really calibrating. And this calibration is going to go through all of January. It's about calibrating into mindfulness, presence, really slowing down, moving out of overproduction, moving back into presence, right? Into what am I inspired to do? How do I choose to be as opposed to what do I have to do? So it's really supporting that kind of down regulation. And then we have a Capricorn new moon on January the 13th, which is going to light us up with that kind of that yin style of new beginnings, right? The initiation of the new beginning in the new year. And it's going to kind of elevate us into greater excitement as opposed to kind of that dread that can be, that has been present for the last few months of that, like, what's next? It's really this, like, what's next? Exciting new moon energy. And then the sun enters Aquarius on the 19th of January. And as we're ushering in this golden age of Aquarius, the sun anchors into Aquarius, and it's another acceleration of the anchoring of the golden age. Leo full moon on January the 28th, and this Leo full moon, the end of January, is really the 6-month kind of completion cycle because they're opposing cycles, Aquarius and Leo. So what did you start in motion in August of 2020 that's finding completion or ready to be revamped for a new expression? And then Mercury stations retrograde at January the 30th in Aquarius. So we can expect some transformations around that, and we'll bring more of that in February's forecast. So the words to play with, so important. This is what came through. There's always 4 words that come through that are kind of the theme, right? The tools to use, the theme that guides, and these come from my guides. And number 1, they said, is integrate, 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 integrate. You have processed, expanded, evolved, sloughed away, became new, elevated. I mean, the list goes on, and now it's time in January. This is a huge time for integration. Like, to all things, there must be that, like, that slowing from the quickening, right? To all things, there must be integration, and that's what January brings. So however you're called to move, make sure that you're really giving space, pause, intention to the integration of so much that's transpired over the last 12 months. So this integration, it's essential. It's not just that it would be nice. And these tools that they're presenting, they're saying are essentials to move you through this initiation of January. Number 2 is self-care. And they are saying, like, self-care at the next level. Now, this is not just, oh, it would be so convenient. It's January. What are your New Year's resolutions? Because we know that resolutions don't work. Intentions do. And so the astrology, the numerology, and the direct download right now is you must prioritize your self-care over everything else this January to set a really strong foundation. First, it allows for the integration. And second, it sets a really strong foundation for all that's coming in this wild, transformative 5-year. So it's not just nice New Year thing. It's a must do. Now remember, so much of the activations and ascension portals that you move through in this last year, in these last 8-10 years, it's really about moving out of that carbon density of the physical body and moving into your crystalline core, your diamond crystalline energy frequency. That's really the accelerating frequency that brings you into 5th dimensionality and higher. And so your self-care must match that. It's about rest. It's about exercise. It's about clean food, clean water. It's about clean emotional experiences around you. It's about the sun. It's just about good, healthy practices. It's about time out, time in, time with, right? All of the things. So as you're wrapping up the end of December and you're moving into this new year, can you put your commitment to how are you going to take care of yourself in this January? It's not just nice, it's essential. They just keep saying that. The next consideration is the word poise came through. And I really had to sit with like, okay, poise. And so I went to the definition. It's about balance and equilibrium, right? It's creating that harmony, poise, right? And even when you move into a poise in your own body, there's an aligned energy that happens when you create poise within your own body. And when I'm doing this in this now moment, I really feel this connection with confidence, poised. And also the word that came through was present and pause. So when you move with poise, right, you're going to take that extra moment of pause. And this is coming up in so many spaces and places right now. That respond versus react, you can only get there when first you have paused to find your poise, your equilibrium, your balance, right? And so that takes the extra breath. It takes that intentionality. It takes that commitment to being in poise and presence, to be in your highest expression and to be in your highest culmination of your vibrational frequency so you can sustain and maintain that, which then spills outward and helps to transform this collective, right? We're not doing any of this alone. So pause, find poise, presence before anything else. And then the fourth tool, or the fourth idea that came through was prosper. They're talking about this prosperous opportunity. And I know that's kind of counterintuitive given what many are experiencing right now on Earth plane. Do not attach to the limitation. Attach to this concept of prosper. Prosper. How may I be the most prosperous expression? There are so many codes and things lining up for financial prosperity to come through you this month if you're allowing for it, if you're attuning to it, if you're in expectation of it, if you're in creation of it. So yes, there's a financial prosper abundance. What they said when I tuned in is they were like, the abundance is dizzying. Like the calibration of it. Because if you remember from third dimensionality, we've been in separation, 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 longing, longing, longing. Fifth dimension, look, I'm making it rain with the dollars. In fifth dimension, we are one with it all. So the longing goes away and the connection to source in whatever way you want to express it becomes potent and deliverable and with you and there. There's nowhere to go. But they said also that it's an opportunity to flourish, not just financially, but to flourish physically, to grow strong, to prosper is to grow strong and healthy. And so however you want to receive, or in all the ways you want to move into your prosperous January, by all means, please do so. So I want to give so much love to your light. I am here in love with you as we expand our consciousness in all of these ways, as we elevate, we rise together. Thank you for your service here on planet Earth. Oh, my guides just say we could not do it if it was not for you and the light of which you are, the light of which you are becoming. You are so valued, you are so loved, and you are so not alone. Love to your light. Have a blessed January.